Peter from Winchester, and Dick of course. More about Peter's stuff in a moment. Priority for me is boat 11 for this year's attempt, and exactly the skeg, that's new, so hopefully it'll sail a bit better. I'll also point out test equipment that's different. So for those that haven't seen it, Snoopy the Viking, a skipper, navigation light, solar panels to keep everything going, and this is just test equipment. There we go, that's being recorded by Peter as well. A clock, we're going to have it a less chunky one. Very important, we'll see what the rudder is actually doing here in view of the Mobius camera. And we have now two GPS loggers. One that's recording the data from the GPS that the autopilot is using, and what should be about the same is the GPS logger that we've used for years, which tells us the position every second and the direction the boat's moving and its speed, etc. So the wind is nice and strong. What do you think that is? 10 to 15, perhaps 20 coming up to. And it's blowing from the south-southwest. So now to point out the bits we've got on the other boat. Now this boat, which you've seen before perhaps, which is Eric's boat number 12, it's got exactly the same autopilot and software. We've also put a Mobius camera on it, and it's a completely standard international 1 metre boat, and it's got exactly the same sails, as I say, and boat software as boat 11. But for today, Peter has brought some experimental kit that he's working on, which is another logger, GPS logger, but it also logs compass, and he's also got some other kit for measuring wind speed, which I don't believe.
For 13, of course it's accurate. It's accurate
right
to the nearest micron.
Yeah, so right, so I think it's standard procedure, and Dick will have a go for a launch. Dick's just starting the Mobius camera. And here we go, and we've always been disappointed that he's not managed to fall in on the launch, but there's always a first time. And of course it's going pretty close to the wind to start off with. Yeah, it's a good direction to start it off. So it's got to get to its first waypoint, Alpha, which is out over there. Hopefully it might eventually make it. So turn to the right. Two Peters watching, and Dick and I might have to follow him along to see whether he needs to push out, but hopefully he won't. There's a ground here, we're going to have to give him a push. He's gone aground, so just point him off on the other tack, I think. There's the other Peter, our Swedish chef friend, and boat 11 is trying to tack upwind to Alpha, but he's not doing very well at the moment. But that's not to be surprised about. Yeah, Snoopy's in boat 11, come up near the clubhouse, trying to tack to Alpha. boat 11 is getting close to Alpha now. And it looks as though he may have made it. Almost. Boat 11 is on his way to Bravo, which is to the right of the lone tree. Right, we're going to go for launching boat 12 with Peter's logger.
Do you want to show the map?
Oh, well, I'll show that when we need it, but I think it doesn't matter. Right, so has it all switched on, Peter?
Yes, it is. That's switched on. The red thing shows the compass is working, and that flash shows that it's logging every time.
Yeah, so it's just the Mobius camera and the autopilot. Is the autopilot on? Oh, it is, yeah, autopilot's on.
Bit wobbly, and I just have to remember that the compass is back.
Right, now it's got a compass in it, in Peter's kit, so Dick's going to point it in various directions.
Do you want to do it now or down on the
No, do it here.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so first of all, no, from about here, because this is their reference.
See the bridge.
Ah, right, okay.
Right, so we'll start from west.
Which is about there. In fact, near that yellow buoy.
Yeah.
Right, that's west, and it's going to swing slowly round to our left until he's pointing due south, which is roughly the middle of the island.
That will be about south there.
Yeah. And then another 90 degrees. It's getting a bit windy, going to tear out of his hands.
So that would be about east there. And from east we'll come round. Somewhere around there.
Time for a launch! And normally, Eric's boat 12 goes so much faster, since he's about a third the weight, that he normally overtakes boat 11, and boat 11 is getting over towards Bravo now, so I wonder how he'll do. Behaving just the way boat 11 did to begin with, but doing it faster. The Lone Tree Air landmark with Bravo just to the right of it, so he might possibly have met Bravo and be on his way to Charlie. Question where he keeps going the way. Sorting himself out. Yee! That's the way to do it, Peter! Boat 11 on his way to Charlie, looks like it. And Charlie is just over there.
C12's just gone onto the other tack.
Yeah. Nice strong blow still. All got a, oh, according to mine, we're only doing 0.0 miles an hour. There's a gap. You wait until the gap gets us. Wait until the wind gets us. 15, 16. Mine makes no noise. Puts the bearings on it. That looks as though 12 has reached Bravo and is on his way to Charlie. Not sure about the other one yet. Boat 12 going through Charlie. Boat 12 on its way to Delta near the island. Delta's in that direction. When he gets to Delta, he'll turn and come back to base. Time to turn. Turn now. And Snoopy's on his way back to base. Compensating for the current on the surface where the wind is blowing the water at 3% of the wind speed. Well over half an hour. But it's almost coming downwind now. Go swinging. Aiming for base, which is just down here. Boat 11's still struggling against the wind, but boat 12 is practically home. Whizzing about a bit. Come on over this way more. This is your base. Oh, he's going to go aground. Yeah. Push him out again. Yeah, just to see if he what do you reckon? What does Peter want? A second circuit, Peter? It's up again. Oh, just the base. Okay, I wasn't sure. Yeah, it makes sense because see what Peter wants to do. Right, he's going to see if he can come in to base accurately now. Peter might want to keep it simple and switch his stuff off. I don't know. See what Peter wants. Yeah, Peter, what do you want to do? Up to you. Like Peter said, let him do another circuit because he's got his special kit on board. Let's see how well he does. Now he's come around again. Eric's boat 12 on another circuit. Peter's just noticed that it looks as though the jib is flying loose. So that's why he hasn't done well. We'll see later from the video when that happened. If it happened. Boat 12 approaching Alpha again. Looks as though they're both going to hit Alpha. Boat 11 is still trying to tact upwind to Charlie. And boat 12 is doing his second circuit of the lake. On his way to Bravo. Yeah, it looks like boat 12 has made it to Bravo and he's on his way to Charlie for the second time. Boat 11 is trying to get to Charlie for the first time, but a bit of string came loose on his jib. I think they call it sheets. On his way to Delta for the second time. Unfortunately, I think boat 11 may have tacked into Alpha by accident, in which case we're going to try and go round again. Delta 5, approaching.
4, 3, 2, 1, Delta. And you turn.
And back to base. Boing.
Come back straight to this base.
I don't know. They always used to. They used to come back. The previous boat frequently just came right into the.
Yeah, he's aiming for base just here, hopefully. His target just here. And he's doing all right. Come on, Snoopy. Yeah, that'd do, wouldn't it?
One more or not?
I don't know. Right, let's give it a pause for a moment. Yeah, we decided to quit while we were ahead, since we had 2 circuits with boat 12 with data on Peter's logger, and we've decided that boat 11's not going anywhere if he's got a jib that's not working properly. It was difficult enough to go into the wind anyhow. Well, Dick was just preparing himself for rescue, but typically Snoopy said, no, I don't need a rescue. I'm making good progress to do Bravo. I can do it a second time too. Very near Bravo. For the second time. Yeah, Dick says he looks as though he's going for Charlie, and I think he is. I think he's made it to Bravo. Yeah. Jib's obviously loose. He's still functioning. Must be getting close to Charlie. In which case he'll be on his way to Delta.
Well, when it got back to, came all the way back to
Come on, change tack. Yeah. Looks as though he may have hit Charlie and he's on his way to Delta.
Oh, I'm going to put the socks back on again.
Boy, I don't know, we might need you. Alright, now boat 11 we know has made it to Charlie and he's on his way to Delta. I'm sure he is. At last. Boat 11 on his way to Delta near the island. Jib flapping, we'll have a look at that. Hello, what happened there? Don't change your mind.
Going back again.
No, he's just winding us up. Oh, that jib is completely loose. Is that what you noticed, Dick?
Yeah.
Yeah, completely loose. So he's doing all this just on his mainsail. On his way to the island and then back to base, just here. Look at this, look at this. Don't you go interfering with my boat, Dick. He's managing all right. On his way to Delta near the island with a jib that's flapping, but that's okay.
As we've been standing here.
Yeah, freezing.
So why is the jib not flapping out this side, Robin, only the other side? I don't go and run into the island now, Snoopy.
No, I don't want to go on the island. No, definitely not.
I've just pulled the plug out of my boat.
Right, he's approaching waypoint Delta, so he should turn towards us. Yeah, looks like it.
See, I think he's actually sailing better without jib.
Yeah, we chuck that away, I think.
I can't really tell because there's such a high wind now.
Snoopy saying hello to the boy. Probably a bit of weather helm there because he's not got a jib. Another boy to say hello to. Yeah, that's weather helm.
We may need this boat yet.
Yeah. You get here. That's okay, I can manage that. That's his target. About to come in. No, that's alright, no rush. I'll lazy so-and-so's. Yeah, that's it, he's made it. And what's the time? The time is about 3:10, roughly. So let's have a look at it. So, what's come off here? Loads of stuff. 2 lots of bits of string. Sorry, sheet. And yeah, got all the logger and everything. That bit of string's all right. That's it. So,
GPS time 15:12, 25 seconds, target base 5 meters, at 341.
hey, the Mobius is still working.
48,
Goodness.
6 knots, left 7.
That, yeah. Well, I never. That is ridiculous. Hi. So, it's goodbye from me.
And goodbye from him.
Goodbye from him. Goodbye from me.
The Swedish chef. And it's goodbye from Snoopy.
And his mate.
Yeah,
Snoopy.
Oh, and his snake on the other one.
Oh.
GPS time 14:05, 33 seconds, target Charlie, 62 meters, at 175 degrees. GPS course 162, speed 0.8 knots, left 57. GPS time 14:05, 57 seconds. 62 meters at 172 degrees. GPS course 152. Speed 0.3 knots. Left 50. GPS time 14:06. 20 seconds. Target Charlie. 65 meters at 168 degrees. GPS course 173. Speed 0.5 knots. Left 75.